Hey everyone. Today, we're going to dig into a force that, believe it or not, shapes literally everything around us, from the water you drink to the very air you're breathing. We're talking about a constant, invisible tug of war that's happening at the atomic level. And it all boils down to this one question. When two atoms come together, what decides if they're going to play nice and share their electrons, or if one is just going to straight up steal them from the other? It seems kind of random, right? But it's actually all governed by a very powerful, hidden property.
So to really get this, I want you to picture every single chemical bond out there as a tiny game of tug-of-war. The rope? That's a pair of electrons, and pulling on either end of that rope is an atom. This one simple analogy, well, it's the key to understanding how pretty much all molecules are built.
Now, just like in any real competition, not all the players are evenly matched. You've got some atoms that are like heavyweight champions, pulling on that electron rope with just incredible force. And then you've got the lightweights, who can barely even hold on. And that difference in strength is everything.
Okay, so what do we actually call this atomic strength? Scientists have a fancy name for it. What's the official term for an atom's pulling power in this great big electron tug-of-war? Well, it's called electronegativity. And the definition really just says it all. It is a measure of how good an atom is at pulling a shared pair of electrons towards itself when it's in a molecule. That's it. It's a direct measure of its pulling power.
So how do we actually measure this? Well, a chemist named Linus Pauling came up with a brilliant, simple system called the Pauling scale. It's basically a scoreboard for the elements. Every element gets a number, and the higher the number, the stronger its pull on electrons. Simple as that. And get this. The scale doesn't even have units. It's just a pure ranking.
And in this atomic league, there is one element that stands head and shoulders above all the others. The undisputed, undefeated champion of pulling electrons. And that champion is fluorine. It gets the highest possible score on the scale, a perfect 4.0. No other element can pull electrons away from fluorine. It is the ultimate electron magnet in the universe.
So does this mean you have to memorize the entire scale to predict who's going to win a matchup? Absolutely not. Turns out, the periodic table isn't just a boring chart of elements. It's our ultimate cheat sheet for this whole game. You see, the periodic table gives us two super simple rules. First, as you move from the left side to the right side of any row, the atoms get stronger. Their electronegativity increases. And second, as you move down any column, they actually get weaker. With just those two rules, you can predict the outcome of almost any atomic tug-of-war. But why? What's going on here? Well, as you move to the right, you're packing more protons into the nucleus. That extra positive charge acts like a stronger magnet, pulling those negative electrons in way tighter. But as you move down the table, you're adding whole new layers, or shells, of electrons. These extra layers get in the way, shielding the outer electrons from the nucleus's pull and making its grip much weaker. Just take a look at this quick scoreboard here. You can totally see the trends in action. You've got fluorine and oxygen way up on the upper right of the periodic table with these really high scores. And then you have sodium and potassium all the way on the far left. Their scores are super low. They are definitely the lightweights in this competition. Okay, so we figured out who's strong and who's weak. But what happens when they actually face off? Let's get to the good part, how the result of these little tug-of-war games creates the different kinds of chemical bonds that, build everything. And right here, this is the most important part, the key takeaway. It's not actually about the individual score of any one atom. What truly, truly matters is the difference in electronegativity between the two atoms fighting over the electrons. We call this delta En, or delta En.
So look at how this plays out. If you have two atoms that are really evenly matched, their strength is almost the same. They share the electrons perfectly equally. It's a totally fair game. That gives us what we call a non-polar covalent bond. But if it's an uneven struggle where one is clearly stronger, that stronger atom hogs the electrons, pulling them closer to its side. This creates a little charge imbalance, a slightly positive end and a slightly negative end, and we call that a polar covalent bond.
But what happens when the mismatch is just massive? I'm talking a heavyweight champion like fluorine going up against a total lightweight like sodium. Well, at that point, it's not a tug-of-war anymore. It's just theft. The stronger atom is so powerful, it completely rips the electron away from the weaker one for good. And that's what we call an ionic bond. This chart really sums it all up beautifully. A tiny difference in strength, you get an equal nonpolar bond. A medium-sized difference, you get an unequal polar bond. And a really big difference, that results in a complete transfer of the electron, an ionic bond. It's all a spectrum, and it's all dictated by that one thing, the difference in pulling power.
Okay, so this whole atomic drama is pretty cool, but why does it actually matter in our world? Well, it turns out this one simple concept is responsible for the properties of basically everything we see and touch every single day. Let's just take the most important molecule of all, water. This whole idea of unequal sharing is the exact reason why water has the incredibly unique properties that make life on this planet even possible. So here's how it works. Oxygen is the runner-up champion, right? It's got a super high electronegativity of 3.5. Hydrogen, on the other hand, is much weaker. So in the water molecule, oxygen is constantly yanking on hydrogen's electrons, pulling them closer. This creates a polar covalent bond, making the whole water molecule polar. And that polarity is what makes water the universal solvent, allowing it to dissolve salts, sugars, and countless other things that are absolutely essential for life. So think about it. From the salt in the ocean to the DNA inside our cells, this constant, invisible tug of war for electrons is what builds our entire reality. It really makes you wonder, right? If these are the rules that build our world naturally, what incredible things can we create when we learn how to intentionally shift that balance of power?